Hi everyone, and welcome back to Utah SEO.Ninja. Today we're taking a look at web hosting providers and what they do for us. I'm also going to show you some of the providers that I use, and a couple of them have even given me coupons to share with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started with the big ones, GoDaddy and Hostgator. Out of all the services on this list, these two are my favorites. They're also the ones that gave us coupons. So let's start out by talking about Hostgator. Now, Hostgator is my preferred hosting provider. They were the very first provider that I used when I launched my very first website all those many years ago, and I've been with them ever since. They're cheap. You can get hosting for something like $5 a month. It's powerful, and you get access to your cPanel. And if you go with the $10 a month package, you can host all the websites that you want under just one account, which is awesome. You can set up your professional email accounts for free. You can redirect pages. You can get access to Attracta. You can use the coupons that they sent us so you can get your first month for free. It even has a one-button install for WordPress, should you be tempted to use it. And it's also very, 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 very easy to connect to a Weebly website. In fact, I found Weebly through Hostgator. I've had great experience with their customer service over the years. I once locked myself out of all of my accounts and my emails, and they fixed it without teasing me. The cPanel can be a little bit more complicated to use, but it also gives you a lot more control over the site, and it gives you access to a lot of really great information and a lot of really great features, things that you would have to pay for if you were to use any other provider. I have 23 websites currently hosted with Hostgator. 7 of them are Weebly pages, like my blog. I have 3 others that are WordPress, which I'm still trying to figure out. And then the remainders are sites that we built from scratch. Now let's talk about GoDaddy. GoDaddy is just simply easy to use. Its basic packages do just about everything that you need, and there's a ton of reference material online on how to use them. My only complaint is that they're a little expensive and you don't have access to all the same tools. You have to pay for a lot of the extras, like an email address, using your domain, and things like that. So in order to keep things simple, they limit a lot of what you can do, and I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I have yet to interact with their customer service, but I hear good things. Currently, I have 3 websites hosted with GoDaddy. 2 are WordPress sites, and 1 is a scratch-built HTML. They're good, but there are things that could be a lot better, and they're expensive if you want things like an email address. Now we're going to talk about 2 new providers that I've just signed up with over the last couple of months. The first one is Name.com. So this is the first of the new platforms for me. I currently have 2 sites hosted here, including my newest site, which is the Utah SEO.Ninja. Now normally I would host this on my preferred provider, which of course would be Hostgator, but this is where I bought the domain because .ninjas are cool. And I figured I'd give it a try before switching it back to Hostgator. So far I like it. They do give you access to cPanel, and it's fairly priced, which is cheaper than GoDaddy but more expensive than Hostgator. It also has a lot of support documentation. I did have one problem when I was setting up the site, and that was because I was using the wrong login information, which you'll see why here in a minute. And they ended up blocking my IP. They thought I was a hacker or something. They were able to fix it pretty quickly, but only after I spent an hour talking to the wrong company. My site is now up and running, and it looks like things are going pretty smooth. I currently have 2 sites hosted with them. One of them is my SEO page, which is a custom-built HTML site, which we made in Adobe Muse. And the other we haven't actually built yet. It's just kind of sitting there until I decide what to do with it. Personally, I think web developers and SEO people kind of like collect domains, or we hoard them. Anyways, Namecheap. Okay, so you know how I said that I called the wrong company? I confused my name.com login information with my namecheap.com information. Namecheap is another provider that I'm testing out right now. I have 2 WordPress sites hosted on them, and I haven't had any problems so far, except that I somehow managed to block my IP address on their system too. Again, you have access to your cPanel, which is still great, and it's also fairly cheap, as the name would imply. And unfortunately, my experience with customer service is the same that I had with name.com. They fixed my IP from being blocked. Right now, I have just 1 website hosted with them. Now, the important thing to know about all these providers is that they can and do integrate well with Weebly, and you can host your site under your own domain. This simply means that you can have access to all the other tools and resources that you wouldn't normally have without paying for them through Weebly. You do this by adjusting something called a name server. I know it sounds scary, but it's actually very, very simple. Just copy and paste some information, and they actually provide all the instructions step by step, so you can do it without any trouble at all. This is actually what I like to do when I create my own websites through Weebly. I will create them on Weebly, and then I will redirect those name servers from my hosting provider back to the Weebly site. That way you can still create and edit your page within Weebly, but you also have access to all the benefits and features of hosting your own website. For example, this is how I host my blog. The blog itself exists within Weebly.com and within its platform, but the domain is hosted on Hostgator. So basically my website's kind of free right now since I have the domain actually hosted on my Hostgator account as part of my $10 for unlimited website deal, then I don't actually really pay anything for that either. So I get a free website on its own domain with my own email addresses. I get access to Attracta. I get access to all the other amazing tools. And then the only marker for it is that there's a little link to Weebly in the footer, which I could actually remove as well, but I don't care. So if you're looking at hosting, these are some of the best options that are currently available for integrating with Weebly. Personally, I think you may have noticed my favorite is Hostgator, but I think that any of these options will do the job for you. So if you do want to host your own website, these are definitely the best options that I would suggest. You can use our coupons, which we have here in the description below, or you can also contact us. We do have a reseller account through Hostgator, and so we can help you get your sites online. The nice thing about working with a reseller like us is that you can contact us if there's ever any trouble. It's kind of like having an IT guy, only it's a lot cheaper. So I hope you guys have found this information helpful. I'll let you guys know if there are any updates on these different providers and let you know if my opinions of them change at any time in the future. But for the time being, these are my current and honest opinions, not getting paid or anything like that, which would be awesome. If anybody does want to pay me, you're more than welcome to. But that should do the trick. My name is Tristan from UtahSEO.Ninja, where we provide search engine optimization, web design, social media marketing, and all those other fun things to help you get your business in front of your customers. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and you're more than welcome to subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. We try to release something every week. Have a good one.